Well, all right. Welcome back to the Quiet Fight. Kind of a mini episode. I wouldn't say this is episode 11, but maybe just kind of a quick update for everyone who has, reached out and supported us and everyone interested in what we going on, right?
Yeah, for sure. This has been in the works for quite some time now, and it just kind of made sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a very, very, very special guest on.
Not a guest.
Oh, I guess he's not a guest anymore. Well, maybe we should let him do the introduction and kind of explain what's going on, hey?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring him on here.
What's up, boys?
Hey, buddy. Right on. You take a seat in this chair here. So, as anyone who's seen episode 2, our first guest on the show, Chris Kolinski, our friend, the man,
the myth, the legend.
You are now on the show. Do you want to tell our viewers what you're doing here today, buddy?
Absolutely. I think you guys had something really good going on here, and I was thinking about doing something similar myself, and I think everything just made sense. And after some chats with you guys, I think we decided that I'd come on as a third host of the show here, get involved with the podcast, and maybe even take things a step further and move into the nonprofit realm and start raising some cash for the community. So yeah, I think that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that was like kind of our. Well, when we started this, again, I mean, it was just for therapeutic tools for us. And then we got so much overwhelming support from the community, people who want to share their stories. And it kind of just became something bigger than what we thought it was going to be. And that just opened the doors to potentially bigger things. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I said this early on in our podcast. Chris, I think without even knowing myself too, was probably a big inspiration for this, with what he's been able to share with us and how vulnerable and how open he is to his journey. I think it was a big inspiration without us even knowing, and it just made sense.
It's tough to hear good things. Like, it's tough when people say kind things about you. It's tough to receive that. I have to get better at receiving positive comments, because when you say that, and I almost don't believe it myself, you know what I mean? But again, that's part of the quiet fight too, or it's something we're all of us are struggling with and stuff, so I appreciate the kind words.
Yes. I'm really excited because I think the potential that this podcast has now with bringing you on, and all the things that of value that you can contribute to this is very exciting. And I know nothing about the world of foundations or charities or anything like that. Like, sure, I've donated to a good cause and all that, but I like to really get into it and to start something up from scratch. I have no idea, and
it's intimidating.
And it sounds like that's something that you've been very, very passionate about for quite a few years now. And it just seems like this is a good fit, because what we're trying to do and what you want to do together, I think we can do it quicker.
Yeah, so Chris, I want you to kind of go through how this came to be now.
Yeah.
And I know we've had talks privately and stuff about it, and I want you to share with everyone kind of how this happened.
Yeah, so I don't want to go too much into the like my backstory of the trauma stuff, because we did that in episode 2 when I was a guest on the show, and there's lots more to dig into in future episodes and stuff. But because of that, it led me in my adult life, because of my childhood trauma, it led me into wanting to help out in the community more. And one of the organizations that helped me out when I was a kid majorly was the Kinsman Club of Saskatoon. They helped me. For me, an outlet to escape my childhood was sports, and growing up in poverty, we couldn't afford sports, and so organizations like Kinsman, Kids Sport, they literally paid for me to play hockey, play football, to play all that stuff, right? And without organizations like that, I wouldn't have been able to play. And I remember as a kid, thinking, when I get older, I want to help out as well. I didn't realize kind of what capacity that would be in. And when I became an adult and I got in my career as a mortgage broker and I started to have more time to allocate to the community, the first place I looked was Kinsman, because again, that's what I remember as a kid. And so it's been now 13 years that I've been a member of the Kinsman Club, and I have, this is where I'll be able to provide a lot of value for the show is and the nonprofit is I have a pretty crazy background with fundraising and helping out the community. And so being a part of the nonprofit, I was part of the executive. I've chaired one of our largest fundraisers, the Kinsman Sports Celebrity Dinner, which some of you may know. Brought in a lot of Blue Jays and hockey guys over the last decade. Raised, I've been a part of raising hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not actually, I'd even say millions of dollars for the community over the last decade. So, I think that's something where I'm going to be able to provide some value on the fundraising side of things. And I also, I've been on a lot of podcasts. I used to run a podcast where I interviewed CEOs across the country and just kind of figured out what made them tick. And I've been a guest on a lot of podcasts too, so I have a lot of experience with that kind of stuff. So.
Yep. I used to collect recycling for donations, for charities. That's about as much experience as I have. Yeah. So I'm very interested to see how essentially you're going to teach us how to get into it and how to do it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm just really excited about this. I think this is a great fit, and it shows, right? Like your skills with how you talk and present
You're such
yourself.
a personal person.
Yes, you're just very easy to talk to, and I think it's gonna, especially with anybody who maybe they want to come onto the show, but maybe they're very anxious, or feel just kind of out of place. You have a way with your words to provide comfort and just make it so people want to engage in dialogue. And I think that's extremely important as part of the podcast, or even if you're just talking to somebody in general. You're just very personable, and I think people are going to be able to relate to that, right?
Jeez, it's so hard to hear that stuff.
Okay, take those glasses off so the world can see you crying, man.
I love this. I'm not crying yet, but geez, it's hard. It's hard to hear that the nice stuff, right? And like I said at the beginning, that's a part of the quiet fight. Is one of the things that I live with is imposter syndrome. Like I feel like I'm doing really well in life now. I got a beautiful family. I got a career that I absolutely love. I'm involved in the community. I have amazing friends, but there's always a part of me that tells me that I don't deserve it, or what I think or what people say isn't true about me, like the good stuff. And so it's always hard for me to accept that. I'm getting better with it. It's, I do go to counseling all the time to talk about that specifically and other stuff. But I appreciate the kind words you guys are giving me. Jeez, I just feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Well, if I know anybody that deserves it, it's definitely you, man.
Well, like I said, I've said this lots about this show, and I think you guys are noticing it too, but it's needed, right? And I know you guys, when you guys started it, you guys started as more of like a personal therapeutic thing for you guys to work through your stuff. And now you're going through the process and you realize how many people that this show resonates with, and that reach out and say like, hey, I'm struggling too, or I was with you guys when you were at the hockey tournament for mental health there. Yep. And people were coming up to share their stories, and that's what this is all about, right? And that's why I'm so excited to be a part of this. Is it's needed. There isn't a lot of resources for men's mental health, and so if we can do one thing with the podcast, it's to raise that awareness where we can give people a way to listen to other people's struggles. And I think that's the one thing is when you hear other men being vulnerable, it's an inspiring thing, right? It inspires you to also be vulnerable.
Yeah. The other thing the podcast has done, sorry to interrupt you, is it's given us the ability to find resources that we didn't know we had, but are out there. And it's given us the opportunity to help share those resources to men who don't know where to go.
And I think like this isn't something that necessarily we've talked about, but I think it'd be important that once things are really ripping with the website and that kind of stuff, we would have a resources section where it's like, here's the resources that we know of, and we'll always be updating it, right? That with different things. And so I think that'd be important, where this will be a place that when people look up online what we're all about, and if they're struggling, it's a place that
quick
they can
link
go.
like,
Exactly.
oh, I can get help right away. Perfect.
Yep.
Boom.
Exactly. So no, it's something that, like I said, it's something that is absolutely needed in the community. Not even just locally here in Saskatoon, but just nationally. Like there's so many men that are struggling in that quiet fight, and if we can be that resource, and if we can be that conduit to show that it's okay to be vulnerable, we're doing our job, right?
Yep.
So
100%, man.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. What else you got?
I don't know. I know that next week we got another special guest, and it'll be your first time
Yep.
doing a trio podcast.
Yep.
So I don't know. We're pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
excited
a pretty cool guest in the next episode, and I know we've got some events coming up here too that we're
Yeah, we
that
got
we're
the Bear
being a
With
part of.
Me running coming up this Sunday.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And I don't know if you guys have mentioned it, but like obviously we got some merch here as well.
Yeah.
You're wearing it. Other people have been buying it, but all the profits from that merch is just going back into the community, right? So
Yep.
if you guys need some merch, grab it and help us help with the community. So we've have a few causes that we're going to give to, and we'll actually post about where we're giving it to when it happens as well. So I'm excited to be a part of that
Yep.
too.
Yeah, hats are on the way. Just got to figure it out.
Yeah, figuring out hats.
Crew necks, obviously,
Yeah.
big seller.
Yeah. The last booth we had, we should have had crew
Yeah,
necks.
you guys have crew necks? No, we don't. Well, you should get some. Okay.
It's crazy how much of a learning process this whole thing is, right? Like we're all good at something, but there's obviously things that none of us know anything about, and merchandising, that kind of stuff is one thing that I haven't done before. You guys haven't done before.
Oh man, it's like,
we go.
do you have Interact? No, we don't. Okay. Do you guys have change for a 20? No, we don't.
Forgot that.
Next time we will, though.
So
next time we will.
how do you expect me to pay for this? Do you do e-transfer? It was kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you, but I don't know. This, like I said, this is a learning curve for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we're only 10 episodes in right now, a bunch of, social media clips, and we're always going to be evolving and taking criticism and suggestions and all that kind of stuff, trying to get better. So,
And that's the thing is, if you guys know anyone that would be good on the podcast, that has a story or that is open to sharing their story, reach out to us. Let us know, because we would love that. I know there's lots of people. For me, when I started my mental health journey back in 2016, my counselor, one of the things he said is, you have to get it out, because I kept it a secret for so many years, right? And he said that you have to get it out, and getting it out looks different for different people, right? And he mentioned, sometimes there's a singer-songwriter that maybe writes a song and gets it out that way, right? And talks about the trauma. Or there's an artist that paints a picture that maybe no one even knows what that picture is, but they know what that is. That's them getting that outlet out. And for me, getting out was talking about it and sharing my story, and hopefully people watching and listening, can resonate with that story and be encouraged to start their journey. So
yeah. And the journey never stops, right?
Journey never stops. I mean, it's like mental fitness, right? Like, I don't even like the term mental health. It's more like mental fitness, because if you want to be fit, you got to go to the gym all the time, right? Like, you got to take care of your body. You got to watch what you eat. You got to watch your intake and being active and stuff, right? And the same thing is your mental fitness, right? Mm-hmm. You're constantly working on it, whether it's talking about it or meditating or breath work or self-reflection. You're always got to be working on that mental fitness. So
I like that. I never really thought about that term.
This is a good thing we brought him on.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't coin that term. I'm sure.
okay. So
I've heard it before, but
how do you flex your mental health, your mental fitness then?
talking about it, man. I think just talking about
That's
it.
the
I think
biggest flex?
That's the thing. I think so, man.
That's the
Because
biggest pose?
it takes a lot of courage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot of courage to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like you guys will probably relate. The first time that you guys talked about your stuff that you kept inside, right? That was scary. That was a scary moment, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, it took a lot of courage to be able to step up and do that. I can't remember if I talked about it on that first episode that I was on with you guys, but back in 2020, I posted a video on Bell Let's Talk Day that literally just aired out all my childhood trauma. I talked about the sexual abuse and the physical abuse, mental abuse, and it was a video that I've been meaning to post for years on Bell Let's Talk Day, and I've always recorded it and then got scared and never posted it because I was so worried about what people would think, right? And if people would judge me because of my past. And that day, it took an enormous amount of courage for me to post that video. And it was a life-changing thing for me. You know, it set me on this,
I
like,
think that was like a turning point, eh?
absolutely. It was a turning point. Like, and when I look back on like different points in my life or things, you know, I did have those turning points. That was one of them where I felt really proud afterwards. I'm not kidding, I had hundreds of messages and phone calls and texts and everything about, you know, people reaching out and saying things like, I never knew, I would have never guessed, you know, you're such a happy, high energy person.
lucky,
and
yeah.
and or people reaching out with their own stuff or saying that, you know, they feel inspired to post their own, you know, journey. And so it was definitely a turning point for me, and it made me realize that I can now start my healing journey, right? So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I don't know. I'm just so happy, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited, boys. I think this is going to be a really cool thing. I think the podcast is going to be, you know, really awesome. It's going to be a good outlet for us. And
You bring such a different dynamic to this. I think it's going to be really good for anybody that wants to come on.
Yeah.
To see the different dynamics.
I think so.
The Three Stooges.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, people watching it, they're going to be able, if they don't relate with you, they'll relate with me. And, you know, and it's, I think we got a pretty special thing going on here. So,
Yeah. Pick your favorite character. We'll have action figures. Quite fight action figures right away here.
it's not a bad idea. Get some action figures tossed up behind us
Yeah.
on videos. So,
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I just want to reiterate the fitness festival coming up this Sunday at Diefenbaker Park.
Yep.
There's some running going on. There'll be lots of booths. There'll be breath work.
Last man standing.
Last man standing competition.
It's free entry. If you want to compete in any of the things, I think it's $20. I think it's like a $20 admission.
I think it's $20, yeah, to
But
compete.
it's going to be a lot of people there. There's going to be a lot of great people from
Yep.
the community, and it's just going to be a super supportive event, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure, what is it, Men's Mental Health Support Network is doing
Yep.
a walkathon
Yep.
as well.
Okay.
For men's mental health. So good causes.
Yep.
and if you see us out, come and say hi.
Come
Yeah.
say hi. We'll
Legit,
do,
like,
we'll do
we're-
a quick podcast.
Yeah. Come say, even if I'm out grocery shopping, you recognize me, come and say hi. I'd love to chat. I mean, I think me finding out that this is impacting people
Yeah.
makes me feel very excited to keep going harder. You know what I
Man,
mean?
this is like I was talking to Jay about this. Yesterday I was at the Prairie Run Club Sunday run, and somebody just came up to me. Hey, you're one of the guys from the Quiet Fight. I love your stuff. I've been watching it. I've been sharing it, and that's happened a few times already.
Yep.
And you don't understand how much better that makes my day, because it's not only like, hey, I recognize you, but I actually have a conversation with them about mental health for 2
Yeah.
minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. And it just goes to show, like, it's having some sort of positive impact.
And it fuels you to keep going.
Oh man, absolutely.
because this is different than a job, right? With a job, you're paid to be there, and it's whether you like it or not, you gotta be there. Where this here, we're not paid to do this,
We're
right?
choosing to do
We're
this.
choosing to do this for our mental health and for the betterment of the community.
Yeah.
And I think that's the really cool thing about this, and it's the thing that makes me very passionate about it, is like this is something I get to choose to do with my free time. Like, I got a family at home, and they're super open with me taking the time away from them to help out with this and then to help out in the community. So when it's something that we get to choose and not even get paid for, even better, right?
Yeah. It's a no-brainer, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
Right on.
We got a jersey for you,
Perfect.
so you're gonna have to put that on for the camera here.
It might be a little hot.
It's gonna be hot, spicy out today,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
I'll
maybe don't put your jersey
well,
on.
I'll bring it. Yeah, it's thick.
Okay.
This is a dense
right.
hoodie. So
All right, well, thank you everybody who tuned in for today. It was a quick one, but again, we just want to show our support. Make sure you're, liking, commenting, following, and give us a shout out. If you see us in public, come talk to us, and we are so happy to have Chris on. You will see him for the foreseeable future. So
and watch out for some events in the future that we've got in the pipe here.
That's
so.
right. All right. Thank you very much, and don't stay silent.